I'm Aliha Natovich. Welcome to this week's West Report. Coming up, I'll have the Spirit Week's big announcement.
And I'm Megan Kohler, and this week on Sports, I will answer the question of how well the winter sports teams did this season.
And I'm Jennifer Crusoe, and this week's top story is Mr. West. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 24th annual Mr. West pageant. Mr. West is a mock USA pageant, Miss USA pageant. Here is West English teacher, Mrs. Messiah, to tell us more.
Mr. West is a pageant for the men at Cherry Hill High School West. It's sort of a mock pageant. They take different personas. This year, for example, we have Mr. Ali G, Mr. Doug Funny, Mr. Dane Cook. They take on somebody's persona and they do a bathing suit competition. They do a casual wear in which they sort of dress in character. They do formal wear in tuxedo, and then of course they do a talent portion in which they show their talent. The judges are from outside of the high school, don't know any of the contestants, and so their job is to choose Mr. West, and it's a sort of combination of a student vote and more so the judges choose the winner of Mr. West.
Tickets go on sale March 12th, and the pageant is March 16th. So hurry up and buy these tickets because this event is usually sold out. Another note, cabaret, cabaret, cabaret. Yes, this year's West musical is Cabaret. Cabaret is about how the Nazis take over Germany during Hitler's rule. Tickets have already gone on sale. They are $10 each, and the shows are February 23rd, February 24th at 8 o'clock, February 25th at 2, March 2nd, and March 3rd at 8. I hope you all go see this play, because I know I am. Are you going to go see Cabaret?
Well, it sounds like a great story. I'll think about it.
Because I know Footloose was amazing last year. That's why I got into drama this year.
I know. My friends are on the drama team, and they say that it's going to be amazing.
Good.
This past weekend was President's Weekend. West students enjoyed a 4-day break from February 16th to the 20th. In honor of President's Weekend, AP American History teacher Mr. Field spent numerous class periods teaching his AP American History classes about presidents of the United States. We asked students from his 7th period class who their favorite president was and why.
Andrew Jackson was my favorite president because he knew what to do and when to do it and how to do it. And I think exactly what he did are the things that our country needed. He came in at an important time and did some important things.
All right, my favorite president is Abraham Lincoln because when he built his cabinet, he built it with members of his opposing parties, and he was able to work with those parties and basically help us win the Civil War with all the best ideologies possible.
My favorite president was John F. Kennedy because of his strong foreign policy.
My favorite president was William Henry Harrison because I believe he accomplished quite a bit.
My favorite president was Dwight Eisenhower because he knew how to conduct foreign policy. So when the Soviets were pushing him around, he pushed them right back.
Amen.
That's the kind of attitude we need.
My favorite president was Woodrow Wilson because he promoted world understanding and the United Nations.
My favorite president was Andrew Jackson because he decided to do what most presidents nowadays do, and he revolutionized the world. And he also appealed to the common people, something most presidents now don't do.
My favorite president is Teddy Roosevelt because he had a strong handle on foreign policy and he wasn't afraid to get out there and fight for the country, and being ambassadors run the mile. Like, what's cooler than that?
Thank you to all the students who voiced their opinions, and we hope everyone had a great President's Weekend. As announced on previous West reports, Spirit Week has been postponed. The date has now been set to the last week of March. Class governments have started getting sets and hallways ready for this year's theme of movies. Spirit Week, just as a reminder, Spirit Week has been moved to March 26th to the 30th. So Megan, I hear the girls' swimming team has done really well.
Actually, the girls' and boys' swimming team has advanced. This week on West Sports, we will feature the end of the winter sports season. The girls' swimming team ended their regular season on a great note, with their overall record 11-1 and 5-0 in their division. They ended their season being ranked second in the top 10 of girls swimming. The girls made it into the South Jersey Group A semifinal with a 96-74 win against Washington Township. They advanced to face Cherry Hill East in the finals on Tuesday, February 20th. They defeated Cherry Hill East and will advance to swim Thursday, February 22nd versus West Windsor Plainfield South. The boys' swimming season was similar to the girls. The boys' record was 7-3. The boys, too, won in the South Jersey Group A semifinal with a 90-80 win over Mainland Regional. They, too, advanced to swim against Cherry Hill East in the tournament. The boys also defeated Cherry Hill East. They, too, will swim on Thursday, February 22nd versus Hillsborough. Good luck to the boys and girls swim teams in the tournament. The boys basketball team had a winning season. Their record is 13-11. They will be playing their last regular season game at Morristown Friends on Thursday, February 22nd at 3:45. They will be playing in the state tournament Monday, February 26th in Atlantic City. The girls basketball had a record of 7-14. They will be hosting their last game on Thursday, February 22nd against Morristown Friends at 3:45. It's senior day. Be sure to come out and support your seniors on their last game. The wrestling team had finished their season with a record of 9-12. Their dual meet season has come to an end, but 3 wrestlers will continue their season as a result of their victories in the District 27 tournament this past weekend. Frank Gessler took home first place in the 119-pound weight class. Andrew Aguilera also took home first place, but in the 120-pound weight class. Nicholas Filari took home third place in the 145-pound weight class. Those 3 will wrestle in the Region 7 tournament this weekend. Good luck to those wrestlers as they try to continue their season. And finally, the spring sports season is just around the corner, with tryouts being held March 2nd. So if you are planning to play a spring sport, get your physicals and permission forms in as soon as possible. Back to you, Maliha.
Thanks, Megan. West has 2 literary magazines, Aspects and Visions, which are both published once a year. Aspects is an English literary magazine containing poems and prose, submitted by West students. Visions is a foreign language literary magazine written in all languages but English. If you wish to submit a potential publication to Aspects, you can drop it in yellow envelopes located in English classes in our West Library. For more information about Aspects, please contact Mr. Howe in E32. Members of the Visions editing staff have been visiting language classes and handing out information about the magazine. If you wish to submit work, the main requirement is that it is in language other than English. Many West students have submitted work, and we hope many more will also. So, Jennifer, why don't you tell us more about Actors Studio?
I will, Malia. One of the many electives West has to offer is Actors Studio. Actors Studio is a class that teaches the art of acting. Mr. Nation teaches the class and gave the students their first assignment of the new semester, which was to perform a part of a musical of the student's choice. The students and the other elective play directors had the chance to direct the actors in Actors Studio. Let's watch a sample of what they came up with.
Is it some kind of joke? Maybe. Maybe we're being popped. Maybe we're on TV right now. Maybe we'll just meet Ashton. Oh, shut up, Ryan. Ryan, we have to save our show for people who don't know the difference between a Tony Award and Tony Hawk. Let's go.
Those were classmates Frankie and Cindy performing part of High School Musical. Mr. Nation said it was a success. Frankie and Cindy, when they finished, students in the class had the opportunity to provide feedback. Mr. Nation says that this is a learning class and that is how we learn, by finding our weaknesses. And that's just one of the many electives West has to offer.
You think you're going to do Actors Studios, Malia?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I think broadcasting is more my elective.
Me too.
Earlier in the school year, the West Report featured Miss Host, our new librarian. She showed us some hot reads that you may want to pick up. Well, we sat down with her again, and she showed us a few more books that you may be into.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Host. I'm one of the librarians at Cherry Hill High School West Library. And today I have some fantasy and science fiction books to share with you. The first book is Sabriel by Garth Nix. Sabriel is a necromancer, which means that she can rescue people from death. And in this book, she finds out that her father has been taken into the country of death, and she has to go there and see if she can defeat the evil monsters that are keeping him pinned down. Fantasy book, very exciting. The second book is called Feed, and this is a science fiction book. It takes place in the world of the future when people have what's called a feed in their brain, and it basically keeps their brains hooked into the internet all the time. So things go awry when hackers come in and hack into this young man's feed in his brain, and he has to solve all the problems that have come up because of that. And the third book I have is called Neverwhere. This is a personal favorite of mine. It's another fantasy book by Neil Gaiman. And in this book, this very nice young man with a good heart thinks he's being useful when he helps a young lady who's injured on the ground. She's bleeding, and he saves her. But that starts a whole chain of events whereby he ends up in the underground where the subways run in London, and he can't get back to his own world until he helps this young lady find out who murdered her father and why. All three of these are excellent science fiction and fantasy books. It's a new genre we're promoting in the library.
Thanks, Ms. Host, for sitting down with us, and we'll keep you updated on more hot reads on future West Reports. Jennifer?
Here at West, it is time to start choosing classes for next year. Yes, that means the freshmen have survived half the year and the seniors have another half to go. The counselors at West have been going around each of the English classes talking to students about scheduling for next year. Every student will be called down to guidance to talk to their counselor about classes for next year. Here is West Counselor Mr. Bain to give some students an advice on choosing classes for next year.
Well, you have to be smart about course selection. Certainly there's going to be courses that you're going to take that you probably don't want to take because there are state requirements that you have to fulfill. You have certain talents, you have many interests, you have certain sensibilities. They might not match with some of the state requirements, but think of getting through high school as a means to an end, because if you abide by the state requirements and do your best to the courses, you will reach goals that would be closed to you if you didn't do that. So that's one part to consider. The second is to understand what your specific personal goals are. If you have a goal to reach a certain professional degree, if your aim is to be a nurse, if you choose to go to one of the more selective colleges in the country, then your course selection is going to depend on making sure that you draw the map to reach those goals. For example, the same set of courses would probably not get you in to a more selective college that would get you in to a less selective college. So especially those of you who are rising seniors, you're thinking, oh man, 3 years of math and I'm done, 3 years of science. No, you're not done. If you really aspire to go to a good school, quote unquote, a good school, you need that fourth year of math. You need that fourth year of science. So just because the state requirements are what they are, they're minima. They're the least possible things you can do, not what you'd be required to do to show success. Students need to carry 5 academic solids in each of their 4 years. Seniors, if they've had a really strong schedule throughout, can probably do okay if they have 4 academic solids, as long as they're at a really high level. But rising seniors, please be forewarned. It's not a good idea to ditch school early unless you're doing so in a purposeful way. There are plenty of things that you can do that would be meaningful. You could do co-op, you could get a retail job, you could do an internship, you could work as a teacher's aide at one of our local elementary schools. But if you are going to not have a full schedule, make sure that while you're here, you take really strong subjects and you do something out of school that's going to be purposeful and meaningful as well. Course selection is going to go on through roughly about the last week of March. All the forms will be back due to the counselors on March 30th, which is our last day before spring break. Each student will get time with his or her individual counselor to talk about this, and certainly if there are any follow-up questions or concerns, you can always meet with your counselors as well.
Students, find out what classes your teachers have recommended you for next year. Your counselors will give you a form to fill out with your parents. That is due the last week in March. It is very important that you get that in as soon as possible so that we can secure your elective for next year. If you have any questions about scheduling for next year, please feel free to contact your counselor. Well, that does it for this week's West Report. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of Megan and Mulliha, I'm Jennifer Crusoe, and stay tuned for the next West Report.